was saying something before that. In order for us to I guess try and break these cycles, oddly enough, it's the funniest thing. Most females, believe it or not all. So I'm gonna say it again, not all, help perpetuate the madness. Now I remember a while back, Plies came out with a song, right? And every degrading term
Did you
that you
just
can
say?
call
Wait a minute.
I said,
Did
who?
you just say pliers?
Pliers.
Plies.
Yeah.
You said pliers.
You said pliers.
Not the Jamaican artist. You mean Plies?
Plies.
Now we just
Right.
got done a couple weeks ago. You was talking about me saying Tupac, and you just sat here and said pliers.
All right,
Okay,
you got
carry
on
on.
that. Plies.
Carry on.
What do he call himself? Plies? Plies?
It's
No.
Plies. You talking about the Jamaican artist Pliers?
Plies.
Rapper. Plies.
No, you
Plies.
saying Pliers, but it's Plies.
Okay, well, Plies. Whatever. Plies.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, yeah, you right, Aaliyah. You got that one more. Yeah, you got that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Plies. Okay, Plies had a song, "Degrading Women." I'm talking about every dirty thing you can call them in the book he had. And I remember I was at this club, and when I tell you, all the females was singing this song, and I'm sitting there mesmerized because I'm like, yo, are you not hearing what he's saying to you? And I remember I asked one female, I said, you into this? She's like, hell yeah, this song is hot. I said, yo, are you listening to what he's saying though? What he calling you? She said to me, well, he ain't talking to me.
Right. He talking to Becky.
No. See, but that's the thing what I'm saying. Why is it you feel he's talking to Becky? You see what I'm saying?
Because that's what Becky like to do.
But I'm just saying, but all the black females that was in this club, they ran from wherever they was at. They got on the dance floor.
Because they know that's what the
dance.
Becky's like to do. Everybody knows that since how long ago?
But they're celebrating the Becky.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute now. So you know the song? Because I don't know the song.
Talking about.
Yes, I know the song.
Okay, well,
Becky.
Becky.
The dude was like, yo, something. Everything you can.
Give me that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I'm saying,
He told all the Miss Becky's to stand up.
John never know it's Becky. You old man.
No. I would have to hear the song to know if it's the same song we're talking about. Because like I said, I don't listen to Plies. Okay, so
give me that.
I don't know if it's the same specific song, but if it is, there was a lot more jumping to it.
That's gotta be the song you're talking about.
There's a lot more jumping to it than Becky.
But then, all right, so let's go back to Nelly and Tip Drill.
Exactly. The one that they didn't want to play on BET.
What's
the after night?
You got
after midnight.
BET Uncut. 2 o'clock.
And the only thing they got.
Oh, you was waiting for the video. You was one of the ones waiting for the video to come on.
I know. It was like this.
Because listen, the only thing they were tripping on was him sliding the car between her ass.
Oh,
that's the only thing they were tripping on.
Everything else, but hold on, but wait, because there's from Miami. What's her name? Sukihana. She got a song called Everywhere, and you can't find that video. Wanna know why? Because Blue, Tip Drill, Becky, all out the water.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying.
She supported Meek Mill, and I guess she tweeted it.
Oh,
in support of the Sukihana, in support of the album cover.
But she would.
Killer Mike says it's art.
She wide open.
It's art.
Yeah, Killer Mike says it's art, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is art. It is.
Well, you can
But
look at it
just
two
like art,
ways.
but just like art, in everyone's eye, it presents itself differently.
So dudes,
Well,
Because
like I said, it's a
one thing that we have
conversation
to think
maker.
about, one thing that we have to think about, and I saw this online, and this is a very important, and I think Kanye West was saying it. He was talking about all the people that were great there in the ground,
Hmm.
but yet he was talking about like Walt Disney and I can't remember who else he said, but he was saying that
Steve
they,
Jobs, people like that. Yeah.
yeah, they're dead. So
Hmm.
the thing is that they are still living on through
Do their
what
work.
things that they created and the work that they created.
Right.
So say for instance, this so-called art that he put on his album cover is portraying us in a certain way. And long after he is gone, his grandkids, all these people are going to see this. Is this the image that we want them to see, or do we want them to see goddesses? Do you want them to see kings and queens, or do you want those images to be seen, or do you want the images of that to be seen?
Right.
so
Now,
Yeah.
when we go back in history, and every example of our melanated Black people, you might have seen slavery, but beyond slavery, you see
yeah.
queens, kings,
And
goddesses. You see great examples of what we should have been looking at while we was growing up, but yet we didn't see those things because they hid those things from us.
Hmm.
so
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 why not implement those things that were hidden and put that at the forefront versus the things that are detrimental to our souls and our spirits?
true.
Just be the opposite. Even though it's something sentimental to him, why couldn't he create something that turned that negative that he had into something positive on his cover versus
Yeah,
that?
that's
Right.
He,
yeah,
he might not have that level of consciousness as yet.
yeah,
That could be the possibility.
But
yeah.
that's what we have to think about when we think about the mark that we're gonna leave on this earth. What kind of mark are you leaving?
Mm,
So
that's true.
so so all them dudes going to the strip clubs on the weekend, where they're going? Museum. They're going
That's
to
what
look
they
at art.
say. That's what they say.
They're going to look at art.
It's art.
To them, I mean, some of those females say they artists. So I mean, hey, I
What?
mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is somewhat of an art to climb
It
that
definitely
pole and
is. It
do
definitely
all of
it
that.
definitely takes skill.
It does take some sort of something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take that away from them. Like I said, everyone. All right. For instance, you can go to a museum, and I've been to art exhibits before where people are wowing, and honestly, it looked like you had a bunch of kids just throwing paint on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
and then you'll have an instance where you go somewhere, and for instance, someone to paint some fabulous thing, and they're like, yeah, it's all right. You're like,
yeah,
are you not seeing the same thing I'm looking at? And it's like, so that's the thing with it. It's like, that's why they say beauty's in the eye of the beholder. End of
I
the day.
mean, he could be using this too to bring attention to Black artists. I mean, yes,
and
because now
But
people are googling like, who is this girl? Let's find out who did
and that's a
this.
good,
Okay,
but
that's her name. Let's see what else she did. Okay,
yeah,
now you're seeing, the because I think right now I think she has an art show that's presenting right now. If I don't want to make a mistake, in Ohio. And
mhm.
so she has an exhibition, she's part of an exhibition right now in Ohio actively this month. So it's like, oh, okay. And now you're bringing attention to Black artists in this way because you start Googling one and other people come into your stream or whatever.
yeah.
And now people are exploring artwork done by,
By her.
Black artists. Well,
Yeah,
her starting off with her, but then it also will link up to other people. So you can look at it in that way if you want to pull up, positive out of it. I think
yeah.
that would be a good thing
And
if that is
she's known as an open artist, just freelance, just
Yeah.
yeah,
But the thing, even with her though, most of her artwork is surrounded through
culture.
different things that goes on in the community, politically, race wise, and different things like that. So somewhere
Almost,
along the
almost,
line, you might find a piece from her that was gonna be a controversial something
yeah.
somewhere. Like if she probably has one that just wasn't exposed yet. The only thing I would ask or try and figure out now is the original stuff that she had and what he mimicked
Mm-hmm.
for this piece here. I wonder if it would have still got the message if they just positioned or did the females doing something different. Like
Or
maybe I just have a silhouette of a female with the stripper pole rather than having the breast exposed and the other one bent over.
And and it's sometimes, like right now I'm in um music appreciation class, and we also look at art in different ways. And the thing is that the delivery of what's being put on display, it could have been displayed better. Now, if like, say for instance, the picture with the boobs, why does she have to have real big overly breasts?
listen,
Mm-hmm.
You get my point?
Right,
Why
right,
couldn't
right,
she just have cute dainty breasts?
right.
Cause that's what you find in the strip club. They're gonna be
No,
boosted.
that's not true.
that's how it goes. I say,
That's not
I
true.
don't know. I'm
In the
assuming.
strip club, they come in all shapes.
Why couldn't she
They
have
come in all shapes, sizes, and forms.
why weren't the women on the image, why weren't they very proportionate, shapely women? Why were they over
no,
the top, like big lips, like back, during the
Right,
slave days where they made our lips extra big just to show that we had black people got big lips.
right.
yeah.
That was the perception that I got from the overly
Exaggerated, you
but
mean? Like
the
exaggerated?
exaggeration of the butt, the exaggeration of the breast. There was no need to exaggerate those things.
Maybe she's just voicing for everybody. She's an open artist. She's a voicing for everybody. Just as you said it
Now, I
now.
think I
Maybe,
think
maybe,
they asked her to
maybe
specifically do those.
Oh
Those.
yes, they did.
yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
no. Maybe if she put her
And I'm willing to
slim.
bet you, I'm willing to bet you someone someone probably voiced their opinion in it and said to accentuate certain things.
In
Yeah.
that meeting.
They do things strategically for
Yeah.
reasons.
Someone in that gathering must go, really, we gonna do this?
If
It's,
if we're the women that originally had booty, you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
And we had nice booties at that. So why we got to have the all extra out of shape, excessive butts on all of this stuff? We the one started this. We the one had the shape.
but we do have those people there, the big ones, the skinny ones, the one with the big lips, natural person people out there with
This
that
is what I'm
situation.
saying. We were the ones being mocked because of our shape.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We
But,
had
but now
beautiful
it's the in thing.
shapes,
Yeah.
but now they've reversed it to, oh, it's not beautiful. It's beautiful on the other races, but it's
Which
not
excess
beautiful on us.
we
Now
have to
it's
get excess more.
exaggerated and out of shape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
couldn't it have been, if he in a strip club, why isn't that woman looking like a shapely woman that's in the strip club?
And
Yeah.
why the blonde hair?
Right.
Yeah. I
Ah,
mean,
Do you see women like that in the strip club?
yeah.
No, that's on that image. Do you see the women looking like that in a strip club? I don't.
Some of the clubs I go to, yeah.
That must be a real raunchy club, because people are not inviting
No,
people
yeah,
to
yeah.
strip in their club Unless you go into that big girl club that's famous for real big overweight women, you're not going into no significant strip club. They're gonna have horses walking around there.
Nah,
They are
some
not
some
gonna have that walking around. And I'm willing to bet you if he was enticed by any type of stripper, they did not look like that.
like,
Trust and
yeah,
believe they didn't look like that.
not for his stature. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
Can
what?
we,
Why?
can we,
Why was that? Why was that exaggerated?
can we call names? Nah.
Because that's the art part of it.
But one of
You
his
know what I'm
ex,
saying?
No, I'm not buying it.
one of his ex was hanging. One of
Who,
Megan's
Nikki?
ex was hanging. Oh, we can say it. Maybe that's the blonde hair.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, maybe it's the blonde hair. And the album is called what? Expensive Pain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's not,
Part of it
like I
was
said,
his relationship.
you know, I don't know
Part
if
of it.
anyone saw the unveiling of it or when they were putting the pieces together. If you saw the video for that, but I would love. It was two Caucasian people putting it together, right? Putting the pieces of the puzzle together, basically for what
Oh,
the final art that you're seeing right now.
oh.
So I was curious to wonder what's going on in that guy's head as he's putting all these little pieces on
Oh,
there.
they
You
love
know what I
it.
mean?
What
I
are
bet
they
you they loved
saying?
it.
This is who they are. That's what they
Yeah,
may be
I
saying.
bet you they loved it.
This is what they are. So put it as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
And
I
called.
when their
said, you know,
and when their children see this, they're gonna say, "Oh, I want to be like that."
mhm,
Mm.
That's how
that's
they
the thing.
want that. That's how they want us anyway.
But see, that's the thing for us now. We have to
Some are
start
like
making
the
changes
same,
and
like
doing
it.
things different.
Yeah.
We have to start doing that because at the end of the day, if we don't make the changes, then this is just gonna keep going on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Well, and it's not just us either. It's we have
It's a
people.
group
There's
effort.
people in places that we don't have any control over. I remember I went to the what's the place in New York, the museum in New York where they have all the celebrity people in there, the wax museum.
yeah.
I went in the wax.
Oh, Madame
I went,
Tussauds?
yeah,
So
has anybody been in the wax museum?
I've been there.
Not
Yeah,
lately. Mm-mm.
So did you see how Michael Jackson looked?
yeah.
Crazy.
How did he look?
The white mic.
Yeah. Did you see how J-Lo looked?
I remember in JLo. I went to the one in Vegas.
And
The
this
Oh,
one
was
in
the one
Vegas
in
has.
this was the one in
Yeah, I haven't been to the one in New York, but the one in Vegas I've been to.
yeah,
So
this was in this was in New York. But the
right.
thing about it is I'm looking through the museum, I'm like, um, so when our kids, after we move on and they see these
Images.
Images. Yeah.
images,
where you're not there to
but they
tell.
never seen this time,
Yeah.
Mm.
guess what they gonna say?
Oh, Michael Jackson was Elvis Presley. He's white. Yeah.
Ah,
That's just as time goes on, what is it, it basically just it'll fade us out.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So it's important to display. I mean, that's why we in the position that we in now, because we looking at all these things that was put in front of us as children, and they were showed to us being that they were white.
Mm.
Yeah.
In all
You want
actuality, they weren't white. They was our
you want to know
color.
something?
Yeah.
Here's something that's so funny though. That with all the technology and all the things, it was a difference back in the days when we were coming up, when you had to get on a bus and or ride a bike to the library to get the information. Now everything is there in front of you, and it's like it seems like it's
Nobody wants it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's so crazy how you remember when for instance when the Afrocentricity situation came in, everyone was wearing the medallions. You started, you know, everyone was proud to be from Africa or have some some
Connection.
tie to Africa,
Connection, yeah.
something. You started reading more books on it, started learning more stuff on it, and doing things, and you know. And now with more information right at your fingertips, it's like you listen. You can't if you ain't putting it in a TikTok
Yeah.
shell and selling it to somebody or something.
They put a girl
And
between each information. So when you
the thing
swipe,
the thing with all of these things is if you notice even with the TikToks and all these things, it's a repetitive, short span, repetitive thing that
Hmm.
like
Keeps
we
you
always
off
talk about.
focus, keeps you
Right,
unfocused,
Yeah.
right.
and then they're gonna
Because
say you got ADHD.
Yep.
that's the thing. So
Then you're gonna
it's
get
like
some medicine that you don't need.
the thing with it is that that guy that's rubbing his hands right now, he's like, yo, it worked. It worked. It definitely worked. Because I'm telling you something, you try to educate your people, you hear, oh, ah, man, I don't want to hear that.
Everybody want to have fun.
But then now you say, check out this thing on TikTok. What? You know,
yeah.
and unbelievable. But again, like we say, with the Meek Mill situation with the art, I know how the record industry works, and I know how this music situation goes. And
Push agendas. Push
you gotta,
agendas.
yeah. Let me tell you something. It's like you said, Aaliyah. I would not be surprised if this came, or if the upper deck people were the
Mm.
ones that say, yeah,
Push it.
that the first art she submitted was all right, but I think we could
They
push it
influenced it. They influenced it.
Yeah.
because you have to look at the whole situation and not leaving from what, because this all ties into the same thing that comes forward to this album cover.
Mm.
When Meek got locked up, I was surprised to even hear that the owner for the Patriots and the owner for I think it was the 76ers were rallying. They even went and got tour buses, parked it outside to say free Meat Mills. And I'm saying to myself, Robert Kraft.
Where's the connection?
Yeah, like yeah, the age, the color, the culture, the whole shit don't even
Where's the
match up.
connection?
You know, that's like Warren Buffett trying to find me in my neighborhood. Like he's coming door to door looking for me. Like, what you looking
Why
for
are you
me
looking
for?
for
You know what I'm
me?
saying? Like, what do I have
That you
that you
need.
need, and you're a billionaire? So
Influence.
you got to start thinking now. You understand what I'm saying? Because
Influence.
True.
But you know what?
exactly,
This is how I think that worked. And this is just my opinion.
Mm.
So when they say, okay, well, we want to back you in a piece, but this is the kind of piece we looking for.
Mm.
Hmm.
This is what this is. You can put it together however you want to do it, but this is what we want to see in it.
Mm.
we got the last say on it.
Right.
Indeed.
This
And
is what
Yeah.
we want to see. And if you can't do this the way we want to see it, then we might not even be backing you.
it's
So
it,
it's up to you.
and it's just weird. Every time an album coming out, there is something. It doesn't matter which one of these artists, an album coming out, there's always some controversial stuff in front to push it.
Because think
Purposely.
about it now. Think about it now. You got a young black kid has different charges from weapons to drugs to different things. Um,
Puppets.
you understand what I'm saying? Now, for a billionaire to come out the closet now and go rally around this individual that you have never rallied before, you never you took any interest, you never even had him on any of your Super Bowl showtimes or nothing.
Mm.
Now I see this billionaire is at parties in some spots where it's like, okay, yeah, you gotta make him feel like we got your back, and then pull the rug eventually. If you don't do what you gotta
I'm
do and
your
what we said,
puppet.
right, then you got an issue. You know what I'm saying? So these
Yeah.
are the things also where you have to be careful of who you consider to be the ones that you're following, because it just might be a Trojan horse. You
Yeah.
see, it just might be a Trojan horse. But I want to thank y'all all tonight for joining us on this topic. Once again, like we say, art is in the eye of the beholder, man, and everyone is gonna interpret it different. You may
Yeah.
have a Van Gogh, you may have a dumpster juice, you know. So one never knows. I understand from both angles, and I understand from a female's perspective why some would find this degrading. But once again, you have a choice as a consumer.
Yeah.
You can
To voice
keep
your opinion.
watching, you can change the channel, or you can just not have TV at all. You know what I'm saying? So
Go back to
at the
books.
end, you read some books. Go back to reading books.
Build your
You know,
library.
so
Vinyl.
we control the final situation as far as what happens in our home, at least. What happens in our home starts here. So from there, you know, outside the home, certain things you can't control, but what goes on in your home, you can control that. So if you lost control of that, that's all on you.
It's all on you.
So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight for this discussion. You can find us again all the time, every Friday on Live at the
YouTube,
Barbershop.
Facebook, Anchor, Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio.
There you go.
Oh yeah, and if you're looking for something in your toolbox, you might have a screwdriver, you might have a pliers. I'll just let you know.
Yeah, we're here to voice our opinion, man. If you got something to say, man, just say it, man.
Oh man. Like I say, get up off your ass, man, and go out in the world and be somebody. Holla.
Go out in the world and be somebody.